my lords, bishop, Father Mwangi, all priests, congregation, and all protocols observed. As you have been informed, my name is Mbuvi Gathenji. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I have been accorded the role or the rank of a senior counsel recently. Before I speak, I would like to mention that I am very delighted, I'm very happy with what I see today. It is just what Father Kaiser would have liked to see. I have worked with John Anthony Kaiser, Father John Anthony Kaiser, since 1995. Although I heard about him and we were corresponding and doing things together before that, because I had the unfortunate or fortunate role to deal with the ethnic violence in Enosupukia. That's where I began my journey, and on the way, I found Father Kaiser, or he found me. How he found me was very dramatic, and I will explain it later, because I had just come from the police cells, and here is Father Kaiser telling me, I have a job for you. And I was telling him, I'm just in the cells because of another job. That is the history between me and Father Kaiser until 1999, when he said goodbye to me and left from my office door and told me, don't be afraid. Take it over from there and don't be afraid. So today I was requested to come and introduce a group of other people who also dealt with Father Kaiser. Unfortunately, some of them were unable to come, but they have given their apologies and they have said they are with you. But one of them decided and agreed to make remarks, and I would like to have your indulgence to read those remarks word by word, because as a person I cannot paraphrase. This is our Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court, Mother Koome. Mother Koome worked with Father Kaiser when she was a chairperson of FIDA. And again, all lawyers like to find the rocker standi. Where does she come in? So what I will narrate here has possibly nothing to do with what she's doing in the bench today. She is recapping the history of what they did with Father Kaiser when she was a chairperson of FIDA Kenya. If you allow me, I'll read verbatim. They are a bit longer, but I will try my best to move faster, and then I'll give a few remarks at the end. Honorable Chief Justice remarks during the Silver Jubilee anniversary of Reverend Father John Kaiser, 22nd of August 2025, Rogorian Parish, Catholic Diocese of Gong. The theme, the Kenya we desire. First, allow me to begin by extending my gratitude to the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, and in particular the Catholic Justice and Peace Department, for convening this Holy Mass to commemorate the Silver Jubilee of the late Reverend Father John Anthony Kaiser. Reverend John Anthony Kaiser lived a life that was dedicated to truth, justice, human rights, and the dignity of all. His ministry in Kenya was not confined to pulpit It extended into the daily struggles of the weak and oppressed. He was a courageous voice for victims of ethnic clashes, internally displaced persons, the landless, and those who suffer the injustice of impunity. He saw no boundary between faith and justice. For him to be a true shepherd meant standing alongside vulnerable, comforting the afflicted, and challenging the powerful when they abuse their position. I had the privilege of working closely with Father Kaiser during my tenure as chairperson of the Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA Kenya, where he served here at Logorian. He played a crucial role in bringing to FIDA Kenya a case that laid bare both the magnitude of injustice in our society and the depth of Father Kaiser's courage. 2 young girls had come forward alleging that they had been raped by a then powerful cabinet minister in the government of the then President Arap Moi. At the time, there was widespread fear that such a figure was beyond accountability. Few dared to speak, let alone act, for to challenge power was to invite grave personal risk. Yet, Father Kaiser did not cower. With compassion and a resolute sense of justice, he brought the girls to FIDA Kenya. In doing so, he placed himself in the crosshairs of danger, but he did not waver. His action was more than an act of solidarity. It was a moral indictment of a culture of impunity and powerful affirmation that the vulnerable must be protected no matter the cost. That moment captured the essence of Father Kaiser's life. He was a man of unwavering moral clarity, pastoral courage, and deep humanity. He demonstrated to all of us what Kenya could and should be, a nation where the powerless are protected and the powerful are held to account. A country where truth is never sacrificed at the altar of fear. And a society where justice is not a privilege for the few, but a right guaranteed to all. As we reflect on his life under the theme, Kenya we desire, we must ask ourselves what this vision truly entails. The Kenya we desire is one where justice is deeply accessible to every citizen, regardless of status or station in life. It is a country where truth is defended, even in the face of mortal danger, because truth is the cornerstone of freedom. It is a nation where women, children, and the displaced are not left to struggle in silence, but are protected and empowered to flourish. It is a society where leaders embrace humility, stewardship, and service, rejecting division, corruption, and fear as tool of governance. Father Kaiser embodied this Kenya. His life and indeed his tragic death remain a call to conscience for each one of us. We cannot allow his memory to be reduced to history alone. Instead, his sacrifice must continue to inspire in us the courage to speak out, the determination to defend the vulnerable, and the faith to build a society grounded on justice and dignity. As we celebrate this Mass, let us not only honor his memory, but also recommit ourselves to living out the values that define his life. Let us work together as citizens, as clergy, as readers, and as institutions to create Kenya we desire, a Kenya where justice flows like a mighty river, where the truth stands unshaken, and where human dignity is cherished above else. May the soul of Reverend Father John Kaiser rest in eternal peace, and may his memory continue to flourish our courage, to nourish our courage, strengthen our resolve, and guide us as we labor together for a Kenya of dignity, faith, and true freedom. It is signed, Honorable Justice Martha K. Koome, EGH, Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Justice be our shield and defender. That is what Martha wanted to say. She was unable to come because she and other judges are in Mombasa, and she gave her sincere apologies. I would like just to mention a few things, if you allow me again, because much has been talked about Father Kaiser, his history, but I would like to challenge you. Father Kaiser documented his life from 1995, up to 1995 in this book. Although this book is not complete because he did not stop in 1995, he continued. And in 1999, he appeared before a Kiumi Commission, and he gave his testimony about what was happening. If you read from page 85 to 94, which has already been part of it, has been led, he talks about cry for justice. Cry for justice. Just read, and you see a reflection of what is happening today. I also like to mention a little bit about the inquest, 2003 to 2007. It took us 7 years to finish, and I, at this moment, want to thank the church. We could not have succeeded without the help of the church. They opened us the doors to all the scenes of crime. That we came to Logorian, we went to Gong, we went to all places where offenses were committed. We also had the clergy testify. We had the congregant, also members of the church testify. So to them, this 20th anniversary is a memory of the great deed that you did to enable us as lawyers remove the stigma of suicide. All lawyers are not here, and I would like to mention a few who worked with Father Kaiser. One was Honorable Paul Moite, who is a Senior Counsel Gibson, Senior Counsel Firoz Noroji, and many others. And unfortunately, we have lost some of those people. We lost Firoz the other day. Father Kaiser never did anything without legal consultation. You come to my office and say, I want to do something, but tell me whether that is within the law. And we advise him properly. The manuscript forming this book, he brought it to my office, and he drew Sister Nula. Unfortunately, Sister Nula also passed on. And I was told to go through it and make sure that I correct every part of it, just in case he is not within the law, and I did. However, when he died, we could not publish this book because of the fear that we had. So fortunately, we were able to gather courage, and if you see the first edition, there are no writer, and we decided it was Father Kaiser's own book. So I'm sorry for taking too long, but this is the 25th anniversary. I have been having memories and dreaming of this day, and I'm happy to be here in Logorian. I couldn't come last time, but I'm very grateful that this ceremony finally takes place as it is. I thank you very much, and I also want to thank the group from America. My English is not American. And the first person to complain was Francis. He said, Mr. Gathenji, I can't hear you. Though I can tell you I was speaking English. Thank you very much, Bishop. Please allow me to recognize Mary Francis, Sister Mary Francis. We worked with Sister Mary Francis all through during the inquest. She is a very strong fighter, and we have been also working in the anniversaries. Thank you.
the civil society representatives. You are supposed to introduce